Stop scrolling. If you're a reseller and you skip this video, you could literally be walking past thousands of dollars on your next sourcing trip. Well, hey, my name is LeeMeier and I've made well over $100,000 net profit flipping used clothes online. And I've seen experienced resellers time and time again completely miss out on these hidden goldmine items. Today, I'm showing you 20 vintage bolos that most people pass over. Knowing these could change your reselling game instantly. Let's jump in before you leave another profitable item behind. Welcome to the Empowered Reseller, where you gotta just list it. Countdown style coming in at number 20 are silk button-up blouses. These are exactly the type of thing that resellers walk right past and don't even give them a glance. This one is a sheer blouse from a brand that's called Tess. 100% silk, and this went for $50. This is a very plain looking blouse from a brand called Spencer Jeremy. Short sleeve, 100% silk, it went for $59. And a very unique, one-of-a-kind blouse with a tiger on it. This is long sleeve, decorative, and it went for $60. Number 19, vintage flannel. One thing that I've noticed is a lot of resellers don't pick an item up if they don't recognize the brand. Needing brands is far from the case when it comes to selling vintage. Case in point, this is a men's plaid flannel button-up shirt, little hole there in the sleeve. There's the tag, and it went for $75. This one is a button-up shirt from a JCPenney's brand that is called Big Mac. And these are very, very popular. Buyers will pay up for them, and this one went for $70. This is a flannel button-up for women, and this is from the brand Woolrich. It sold for $55. Number 18, jumper or pinafore style dresses. A lot of these can be more on the plain side, and I think that's a lot of the reason why resellers don't even spot these. This is a jumper dress with very muted tones, and it sold for $56. Note those keywords of cottagecore and prairiecore. This is a denim style of jumper dress, and these tend to be fairly common and something that most resellers miss. I've found and sold a ton of these over the years. And surprisingly, they usually sell pretty fast. This is from a brand called Main Street Blues, and it went for $50. Another example of a jumper style dress. This one's got a crazy cat pattern on it along with those cat buttons, and it sold for $58. Number 17, mini skirts. Whether they're ultra mini skirts or a little bit longer, from the Y2K era or older, jeans or plaid, mini skirts make a hot seller. And there's something that a lot of resellers completely miss. This is a listing where two mini skirts were bundled together. These are from a brand called Super Low Fat, highly indicative of the era that they came from. They also have those cute little safety pins. There's what the tag looks like, and this set of two went for $75. From an older era from the 60s, this is a tweed skirt with this simple check design. No real brand tags on this one, but it went for $66. Some really good keywords with this one, like the fabric of tweed, the silhouette of A-line, and the look of mod and mid-century. If you space every time you write a listing, you're not alone. Sometimes those words just disappear. I can't be the only one. That's why I put together an entire bundle of keywords that sell posters, so you can have them right at your fingertips as you're typing up listings. I'll link to that resource somewhere on your screen. Now, this is one of those ultra mini skirts, and this one happens to be from Torrid. They did fit some keywords in the description. It says this skirt is old school. That's a great keyword. Also, punk Torrid. They hit on the keyword of punk. It's got some little zipper details. There's what the tag looks like. Note that made in the USA. And this one went for $68. And that brings us to number 16, down puffer coats. And again, here it does not have to be about the brand. It's about the look, the colors, the design, and of course, it having actual down fill. That's something that buyers pay up for no matter the brand. This is a great example of a coat that sold because of the look. It's got that very bold Aztec pattern, bright colors, that nylon crinkle to it, even some decorative metal studs. There's the label, and this one went for $100. I absolutely love the style of this one. This is a puffer jacket from Levi's circa the 1980s. It's got that huge collar, contrasting corduroy sleeves. The orange stripe, absolutely love everything about this. Interestingly, it's from a fairly rare line called Ski Levi's, and this puffer jacket went for $130. Now, this one is from a brand that everyone should recognize. It's still something that I see resellers passing over time and time again. And I have no idea why, because there's a lot of money for items like this from this brand that have goose down in them. What you're looking at is a women's puffer jacket from LL Bean. These are the exact types of items that get passed over because they don't have some loud design, some wild print that's screaming out. It's easy to just walk right by and think it's a low value flip. This one happens to have a faux fur trim for the hood, but really it's about the down. This is what I would call a newer vintage LL Bean tag. Insulation goose down, and this sold for $120. Number 15, Adidas track pants. What some of these are selling for that look like just ordinary items that you'd walk right by, the amounts that they're selling for are crazy. This is a nylon pair of pants with cuffed ankles. There's the tag, and it went for $55. A pair of wider leg pants, these went for $65. Some good keywords they snuck in with the decade, also a casual reference to Run DMC, and the keywords streetwear and hip hop. Another similar pair, there's the tag, and these went for $50. Number 14, Novelty sweatshirts. Anything one of a kind is usually worth grabbing. Of course, check your comps first. But so many resellers are just walking right by these exact types of items. This is a sweatshirt with cats on it, all done in puffy paint. It's got a floral collar, even mice on the sleeves. It's from the brand Spumoni, and it sold for $78. Another one that happens to have a cat, but more of an astrological theme with this one. There's the tag BJ Designer, and this one went for $50. Okay, I don't know how I got another cat example here. Maybe this category should have been cat sweatshirts, but really anything that is themed, that is collectible. Something that's gonna speak to a certain type of person, whether it's dogs, horses, gardening, cars, you name it, it sells. This one's got cats at the gym working out, a couple of stains, even their backsides on the back of that sweatshirt. It's from the brand Oneida, and it went for $67. Vintage items have gotta be one of my favorite things to flip. And if you're enjoying this video so far, you're gonna love my complete guide to selling vintage clothing. Not only do I give you 150 lucrative clothing items, but I show you how to identify, date, find, and clean these highly profitable items. Coming in at number 13, Y2K dresses. So many items here that resellers just completely miss. Either they don't recognize the style, they don't recognize the brand, whatever the reason, these items are out there and they're profitable. And you don't have to have huge name brands that everybody recognizes. In fact, with most of these listings, they don't even bother to mention the brand. This is a dress from what was a lower end brand called My Michelle. It's got an asymmetrical hem, a halter top, plenty of glitter. There is the My Michelle tag, and this one went for $70. Note the keywords here of fairy, gothic, whimsy goth, vampire. These types of aesthetic keywords are a huge piece for getting more money for these types of non-brand dependent items. This is a slip dress, super popular style from the Y2K era. This one happens to be from Banana Republic. By the way, most items don't hold their resale value very well with this brand, but because of the look of this dress, it went for $50. And the very thing I probably would have worn, a frayed denim dress. With this one, the brand's not even mentioned at all or even a photograph of it, and it's sold for $50. Number 12, men's shorts. Some of these fly totally under the radar and look like just ordinary items. This is a pair of green corduroy shorts from the brand Ocean Pacific. Plastic waist, one back pocket. That's what the label looks like. And these went for $88. Lots of these selling at the $50 price point and up. This is a pair of running shorts from the Ohio State Patrol. There's a look at that tag, Augusta Sportswear, and these went for $50. And a pair of sweat shorts from Northwestern University, the brand Artex, and these went for $60. Number 11, Muumuus. This has to be one of my favorite things to find after other resellers just completely leave these guys behind. I don't know if it's because they look like old bed sheets or what the deal is, but there is a lot of money with these. This is a muumuu with more muted pastel colors. A lot of these are gonna have large floral designs. This one happens to be from a brand that's called Butterfield 8 and it went for $50. This is one that is absolutely beautiful. It's got a gorgeous neckline there. Fairly simple with the color scheme. It's from a brand called Puumahana, and you're gonna notice with a lot of these that they say either made in the USA, made in Hawaii, or made in whatever town in Hawaii that it's from. Just gorgeous. And this one went for $79. And an example of one with super loud, bright colors. It's from a brand that's called Catherine Oquest, and it went for $115. Coming in at number 10, Y2K tank tops. Think spaghetti straps, beadwork, and cropped. This is a beaded tank top from a brand that's called Gracie, and it went for $65. This one from a no-name brand called Lightning Clothing. It's got clasp style straps that cross design, and it went for $60. And these style of tanks are hugely popular, that are highly beaded, highly sequined. A lot of them are halter style with open backs. Think mall brands like Wet Seal and Charlotte Russe. Number 9, men's nightgowns. Now, a lot of resellers, I think, pass this one over because they don't realize that there's actually a market for these items. I wouldn't have known about these items myself had I not given them a closer look. And these items sell quickly because there's not a lot of competing listings out there. This is a simple vertical striped blue and pink nightgown from a brand called Derrick Rose. There's the tag and it went for $55. This is a plaid shirt from Oscar de la Renta and it went for $52. And a set of 3 nightgowns from LL Bean that went for $80. Number 8, Y2K Oxford style shoes. There's lots of different lower value brands here selling for as much as $100. And these are the types of sleeper items that don't look like a whole lot, are not a big name, yet can make a really good flip. This is an example from the brand Mud, a little bit of wear there around the collar, and these sold for $63. A pair in a little bit better condition. This is from the brand Candies and they went for $78. And a brown pair from the low value brand Soda that went for $99. Number 7, women's vintage sleepwear. This is another classic example of resellers just leaving these behind because they're not necessarily a brand that's recognizable. This is a very delicate design with lace detail, no brand to even speak of with this one, but it does have a material content tag and it went for $54. Another one that appears to be unbranded, it just says nylon, but lots of very feminine details with ruffle, lace, bows, mint green sheer pleated fabric, and it went for $70. This does happen to be a branded one with satin and lace. It's from the brand Fisher. Absolutely beautiful full length gown, and it went for $100. Number 6, this is a biggie. So many resellers are leaving these behind, not even giving them a second thought, and that is department store brands. Brands like Sears, JCPenney's, Montgomery Ward's. This is a floral and butterfly dress from Montgomery Ward. There's the tag. It does have an ILGWU stamp on the backside of that tag, and this dress went for $99. And if you remember the department store Mervyn's, who's with me? This is a faux leather jacket, AKA PVC. This is from Mervyn's and it went for $56. And an example from JCPenney's. This is one of their lines called Big Mac. These are workwear style shirts that are sanforized. You'll see that word on the tags of these. And this one sold for $84. And a faux fur coat from Sears, not even real fur. There's the tag Sears Fashion and it went for $135. There's a lot of these department store items out there that resellers just completely miss. I do have a video that goes through more items to look for if that's something that you're interested in. Next up on the list, number 5. This is one that might surprise you because it's a big name that everybody recognizes, but somehow these items get left behind. I have come across these so many times myself where resellers have just left them. Again, why? No idea, except they're not super obvious when it comes to the branding. And these are vintage leather purses from the brand Coach. They don't have big monograms, spell out of the brand name, so I can see how other resellers are missing these. This is an example of the type of bag that I'm talking about with that turnkey closure. This one went for $265. By the way, if they're scuffed up, if they have a little bit of wear, fading, patina to them, go ahead and pick them up anyways. Even these types of items that are not in the best condition are selling for that $50 to $100 range. Another example of this type of bag that went for $180. And number 4, t-shirts, especially if they have heavy wear, holes, fading, even paint and other types of stains. Resellers just seem to walk right by these items because they're not in good condition. But even items that have heavy flaws can be worth a considerable amount. This is one with the Joker on it, heavy fading, even holes on this one, and it's still sold for $100. And this one's got baby seals on it. Who would have ever guessed this item was worth flipping? It's overall in pretty good condition from Fruit of the Loom and it went for $59. And one from San Diego's Roller Dome. This one's got that penguin on ice skates and it went for $53. Also a Hanes tag for this one. And this next one, number 3, can be some really big money. And I find that so many resellers are passing these over, just leaving them behind for people in the know to snatch up. And these are knit sweaters. Maybe it's because they're a little bit more on the bulky side. I'm not sure, but there's lots of profit to be had here. Think Nordic designs like this sweater that went for $120. It's not even a Dale of Norway, but it's from a brand called Viking Knit. 100% wool and it went for $120. A super funky sweater, brown, yellow color combo with this one sold for $50 from a brand called McGregor. By the way, branded materials can be a really good way to date vintage items. For example, this one says Orlon acrylic. Branding of materials used to be a really big thing, and this can be a way to narrow in the dates for when the item was constructed. More on dating vintage clothing in the video that I'll link to up here. This sweater from McGregor went for $50. Another Norwegian sweater, great design with this one. There's the tag and it's sold for $50. Number 2, holiday themed items. Now, while everybody else is grabbing ugly Christmas sweaters, there's plenty of other holidays that just get passed over, not even given a second thought. Think Valentine's, Easter, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day. Lots of opportunity that is being missed. This is a comical turkey sweatshirt who's trying to be a pig. This is from the brand Jerseys, and it's sold for $50. An ugly Halloween sweater. This is from Basic Editions, Kmart, if I'm not wrong on that. And it's sold for $100. And a sweater vest for the 4th of July. Flags, fireworks, bears, what more could you ask for? This is from Northern Isle Petites and it went for $50. All right, coming in at the #1 spot are men's canvas bags with leather trim. Oh my gosh, so many times that I've seen resellers just leave these behind. We're talking walk right by, not even knowing that they just missed out. These types of items usually don't have a lot of leather on them. It'll just be trim, maybe on the handles or on edges. This is a canvas garment bag from J. Crew, a little bit of leather trim, and it's sold for $175. With canvas like this, it's very typical that there's fading and wrinkles. And I think that's a lot of the reason why resellers just leave these items behind. But really, those types of flaws create character and actually add value to the item. Case in point, this canvas bag with leather trim. Lots and lots of staining. Lots and lots of wear to this bag. It just adds to the character, and it's sold for $240. Now that you know how to spot these items, next you need to know how to actually get your listings seen and sold. So don't miss the video that I've got up for you next, where I show you the exact keywords and strategies that I use to turn even slow moving items into fast cash. Just click here and I'll see you there.